Hi folks, and welcome back to Messages from Mull. Now, as you can see, we've come indoors today because we're going to get a bit Blue Peter. So, we're going to be using this today. I know what you're wondering, what's he going to do with that funnel? So today's message is, you may have to eat more regularly to lose weight. I know that seems a little counterintuitive, but I'm hoping that between this tub, this funnel, and this water, I'm going to explain how. Now, we have just come from a talk recently that we talked about how to control blood sugar levels and the effects that can have if our blood sugar levels are allowed to creep higher and higher. And maybe potentially become diabetic. And sometimes it's quite hard to get across to people that by eating more regularly, they could potentially lose weight. So I'm going to hopefully explain with this little guy here. So I want you to imagine the tub is your body. This is effectively your stomach, your digestive system and what it can cope with at any one point in time. And this is your energy for the day, which we need to get into this tub. So for an average female, that's going to be about just under 2,000 calories a day. Average male, probably about 2,004, 2,005, something like that. So if we spread out our eating habits, and remember what we're after here is probably 5 intakes of food at least a day. So we're looking for breakfast, healthy snack mid-morning, healthy lunch, healthy snack mid-afternoon, and a healthy dinner. 5 days a week. A couple of days a week where you let your hair down a little bit. Let your hair down, don't rip the backside out of it, okay? But if we spread our food out like that, then hopefully what we're pouring into the body, we can cope with. Making you want to go to the toilet. Okay? So these regular intakes of energy, our system can cope with it. It's when we start to put far too much in. So if we're snacking at regular times, if we're having big portion sizes, if we're having foods that get into our bloodstream very quickly as well, high sugary foods, for example, then this can happen. And we overload the system, basically. And at that point, basically everything that's coming out the top of that funnel is being laid down as fat, because our body can't cope with it. We're not using up that energy. And our body never just lets it go, it stores it for a rainy day. And we store it in fat reserves. Now, if we have a little bit of fat on us, it's not the end of the world. Every cell in our body needs fat to exist. But when we start laying down large amounts of fat, then that can have real detrimental effects on our health, and it increases our risk to some really nasty health conditions. So what we're after are smaller, more regular intakes of energy. And if we go with foods that have a higher fiber content as well, that will slow down that entry of nutrients into our body. Now, the rate at which food gets into your system is often referred to by its glycemic index. So that's a way of assessing how quick your energy gets into your bloodstream. And we can slow that process down a bit by adding a bit more fiber in. So foods that get into your bloodstream very quickly are things like high sugary foods, sweets, sugary drinks, some types of fruit as well. But as I say, we can slow that down. Now that relates to foods when they're eaten on their own. We don't often have just one single piece of food on its own. It often comes in the form of meals. So for example, if you have breakfast and if you're just having some berries or something like that in the morning, then they were going to get into your system very quickly. Your blood sugar levels are going to rise reasonably quickly. However, if we were to take something like some porridge oats and put a little bit of that into the mix, then things start to slow down quite a bit. Okay, and we get a slow, sustained entry of nutrients into our body. Instead of having a sugar high, remember when we get high blood sugar, our body then has to produce a lot of insulin to try and cope with that and bring those sugar levels down. So we store up the sugar levels in our muscle tissue and our liver, and then if we have leftovers, like what happened there before when we overloaded the system, then that gets stored as fat. So the key message here is spread out your meals over the day. Certainly don't fast for most of the day and then have a massive dinner in the evening time, which a lot of us do, especially when we have busy lives. And I know a lot of you are still working from home, and that will still come with pressures. You may be looking after kids, and it may be the case that you kind of miss lunch, miss a mid-afternoon snack, and then because we're so hungry in the evening time, we tend to overeat, and that causes overload to the system. Too many calories going in, we can't use it up, and then we start laying down fat reserves. So I hope that makes sense. I'll WhatsApp back now and make sure it does. As ever, stay safe guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, probably out on the bike this time.